What is up, ladies and gentle tips? Today we're tackling the 550 Performance ECU high airflow box mod. We already got the full Yoshi system on, and we're about to do this together. So here's our little goodie box. So the Airbox high flow stacks we aren't doing today because that takes you gotta kind of take a lot of stuff off to get this Airbox out. So we're gonna hold off on this for now, but today we're gonna do the high flow Airbox lid. They were out of their air filters on their website, so I did buy a K&N. So we have a K&N high flow filter. And then we're gonna do the ECU today. So the high flow lid, which is nothing to do. You just take off that back right fairing screw, pop her off, and then you're all good to go from there. Other than that, we're going to get the ECU in and see how she runs. And here's the other part. It's 3D printed, but kind of done very well. You can see their little logo on the side here. And right here is going to be our bread and butter of the tune, the whole stage 1 tune for the 91 octane, because I'm not really tearing into the motor, so we're simply doing the stage 1 91 octane tune that has to do with the high flow airbox, your full exhaust, and yeah, see how she runs. It says it gives about an 18% increase in power, which that should be more than noticeable. And here's the aftermarket airbox lid here. As you can see, it's gonna suck in a lot more air. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've watched a few videos on this already. It looks like I gotta take this off, unbolt the coolant reservoir, and it's gonna be all behind there. So let's give that a go. We're gonna utilize our 5mm Peter deleter here and go ahead and start taking off these mounting bolts here. I feel like they've never been even taken off before. Oh, looks like I gotta take off 2 push pins in the back. Gonna utilize our hooker tool here. I guess you guys get to see the annoying birds in my area of California. So there's another push pin back here, so watch out for that. And there we go, we got our right side fairing off, or left side, I'm sorry. All right, so our ECU is gonna be right here. We're gonna take these 2, I'm gonna go ahead and assume they're 10mm because it's a Japanese bike, bolts off. And that was correct, 10mm. And as you see, the ECU is just gonna be simply right there behind the coolant reservoir. And we're just gonna unhook her and put the other one on, and we're good to go. And as you can see here, here's our ECU. It says for closed course only on the sticker over the top. And thankfully for us, the California streets are our closed course. So we're gonna be utilizing it to its full potential. So the rubber boot right here is, it's like on a latch that goes to the right. So we're just gonna go ahead and unlatch that real quick. And a point that I wanna make right here as well, there's a negative terminal for your battery right there. I'm just gonna unscrew that so that we can disconnect the battery, because I did see a lot of things mentioning to make sure you disconnect your battery for an ECU change, and we're just gonna go ahead and do that. All right, battery's fully disconnected. Let's go ahead and get this ECU off. All right. Just got the ECU out of its original rubber boot here with its little snaggler right there. So there's our stock ECU right here. And we're gonna just simply swap her out. Right here, we're just gonna boop, pop that new one on. Try to get nice and snug here. There you go. Right back on. We're gonna plug her back in and mount her back up. Nice little click in there. And we now have the 550 Performance ECU plugged in. Simple as that. Just finagle her back in her little spot right there. And she's fully back installed. We simply repeat the process. I'm actually gonna go on the other side. We're gonna install the high flow airbox mod, and we're gonna just start the bike before we put her all back together just to see how she feels. And this right here is gonna be the easiest. You simply take off this bolt, and there's 2 pop pins on the back, and you just go pop her right off. Sadly, I just noticed one of my bolts that hold my seat on in the back are missing because it must have vibrated out. I must have not tightened it all the way. And now I have 1 less bolt. And right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws you're gonna take off. And as you can see, there's no hole in this airbox. And that's where let me grab her. And that's where the high flow airbox mod comes in, because now you're gonna have all that airflow now. There's a little sticker right here that says install, if it'll focus, install the seal from the old airbox onto this lid right here. And as you can see, it had a seal right here reminding you to install OEM airbox seal prior to installation for this, which is gonna be the seal right here around the lid. Pops right off, and the seal's going to be inside here. Now I'm gonna go grab one of my picks and try to get that out as flush as I can. So using a little pick like this, I simply just grabbed in there and look, boink. She's all out, simple as that. Simply just going to line her up here and try to get her back in there as best as possible. There we go, boom, boom, just line her up. Extremely easy process here. And just like that, she's fully sealed up. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's the K&N filter that I put on. That filter before these mods even made quite a little difference to the bike. I noticed it was way more responsive, so having all this extra airflow going in there with the tune, I can imagine is gonna be amazing. So for the screws, we're gonna drop one. For the screws, we're just gonna put them in, back them off till you hear a click, boink, and then rethread them in their old thread. I learned that trick from Garden Snake watching his videos. My boy, Garden Snake killed his build. I loved what he did to his bike. All right, we're just gonna tighten these up now. Hopefully my crack isn't showing. Okay, we're good. Just like that. Now she's got all kinds of more airflow. All right, let me grab the keys. We're just gonna do a quick start real quick. All right, let's see how she feels and starts. Cold started right now, so we got to give her a little bit to warm up. One thing I did that I noticed a lot of people don't do for some reason, I took out the silencer on the tip of the Yoshi, because it comes with that little metal silencer, and I don't know, I took it out. I think it sounds better without it. It sounds more rumbly. So this is what's installed on the tip of the Yoshi right here. There's a screw right here that goes and holds it in, but just think you have all that extra restriction in there. And it goes right here. You can even hear the difference just me sliding it in there dry. All right, it started up fine, so we're gonna bolt her back together and go for a little ride. All right, ladies and gentle tips, we are now entering the road test. So this ain't my very first impression, because I just rode it to get some food for me and Franny, and I rode it here, but my God, I expected a difference, but not this much of a difference. This shit rips now. Watch this. I'm gonna give you a full throttle right now, 0 to 60, and just literally look how much faster it looks even. Watch. I'm gonna hit this light, watch. Dude, this thing tears it now, man. Woo! I ain't gonna say you might need this upgrade. I'm telling you, it's mandatory. Once again, man, massive shout out to 550 Performance for sending this out to me. I gotta give them the biggest thanks, because man, this is a literal mandatory upgrade for this bike. It basically, you're paying for your bike to be used to its full potential, and it's noticeable. Where I really notice it is usually power drops off around 8 RPMs, like not completely drops off, but it dips pretty low, like it doesn't pull as hard. I'm noticing the pull range up in the higher end a lot better, as well as like just the torque and power through the range is drastically increased.
Like it feels like it's just always just pulling and pulling, and I love it. Watch this dickhead come right in my lane. Look at this. This thing feels like it just feels like it's dialed the fuck in right now. Like dialed in. Like I already had no qualms with how the bike was performing prior, but my God, is it better. Holy shit. I didn't know a few simple mods like that would really wake this bike up, but man. So basically my ECU's working alongside the Yoshi and the high flow airbox and all that good stuff, and whoop, is it good, baby? Is it good? I am thoroughly happy and impressed. 550 performance. You got my most major kudos, my man. I believe I was speaking with Maverick, and what an awesome name for an awesome Giga Chat dude. So thank you, Maverick, for once again hooking me up with this tune and making my baby tip top Magoo, baby. Thank you. Highly, highly, highly. Not only just recommend, letting you know it's mandatory to do this tune on this bike. And I'm just stage 1. I could only imagine if you went the whole shebang bang and did the CBR cams and you know, did the whole like farthest stage tune and the big bore. Oh man, I could only imagine. Like, it's so responsive. Look at it. I love it. Yeah, I literally feel like 0 dead zones in the power band. It's just giving me everything it's got at any given moment. Like you notice it significantly. My man's got his shit dialed in with these ECU tunes, man. All right, brothers. Well, hey, just wanted to give you guys my little synopsis. But hey, that's gonna conclude this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, all links will be down below. If you want to support me in any shape or form, follow me on Twitch, get on my shirts, whatever it may be. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the out of that like button. And you guys have yourselves a real good day. And I'll see you guys later. Twist.